VA disability benefit proposed cuts to our benefits that are out there circulating. You've heard about it. I'm sure you have questions. Let's take a look at it. This is coming from the Congressional Budget Office, actually, because some folks have neglected that part. But the proposals come from the CBO. You see five here specifically that we're looking at. Oh, wait a second. My bad. That's actually from 2022. Crazy concept. It's alarming to me that, I think I may have talked about that at some point. Yes, I did. In 2022 and 2023, we talked about this. It's not new that proposals are made. So let's actually look at what the actual ones for 2024 are that were put out there specifically. So we know these are the old ones. Let's take a look at the ones that are being proposed now, which actually are a carry on from the 2022 ones. You see four proposals here. We're going to jump in and take a look at them specifically. But proposal one, introducing a means test for eligibility for VA compensation. Two, ending TDIU for disabled veterans at full retirement age for Social Security. Three, reducing VA disability benefits for veterans who are older than full retirement age for Social Security. And four, narrowing eligibility for VA disability benefits compensation by excluding veterans with low disability ratings. Sounds like what was said before. Let's take a look at the actual CBO itself. And a few things to consider is these are proposals. These are things that we look at quite a bit. So there's a lot in here beyond just us, as you can see here. But we're going to focus obviously on the veteran section, which is specifically looking at options 23 through 26. Let's jump into those. I made some highlights to make it easier to navigate. But this first one is the introducing a means test eligibility for VA disability compensation. Under this option, the VA would introduce a means test that is restricting full compensation for those income below a certain amount. For all current and prospective recipients of VA disability compensation beginning January 2026, veterans with service-related disabilities and total household incomes below 135,000, excluding disability, VA would receive full benefits, right? So that's the cap right there they're looking at. One thing to note here specifically is this part down here. This is an extended discussion from an option of 2022. Again, this is something that happens all the time. Below that, you see they have reports there for other publications, specifically looking at some from 2022. We looked at that. So let's look at the next option being end VA's TDIU payments for disabled veterans at full retirement age. So you're a veteran, you're on TDIU, you reach retirement age, you reach full Social Security age. Now, in turn, this kind of kicks in. Consists of two alternatives. The first one, as you see there, looks at on the first one, the VA would stop making IU payments to veterans age 67 or older, the full retirement for Social Security for those born after 59. The restriction would apply to both current and prospective recipients, those receiving, those that will apply. When veterans reach 67, all disability payments would revert to the amount associated with the rated disability level. Veterans at age 67 or older already receiving IU payments will no longer receive them after the effective date of the option. Under Alternative 2, veterans who begin receiving IU supplement after December 2025 would no longer receive those payments once they reach age 67, and no new applicants after age 67 or older will be eligible for IU benefits after that date. Veterans currently receiving IU payments who reach age 67 or older after the effective date of the option will continue to collect IU supplements. Again, note at the bottom, related CBO publications, this goes back to 2018, 2014 studies, where they looked at down here possible higher spending for veteran paths, veteran disability compensation trends, and policy options. This is something that's been going on for decades, as you can see, 2014. Let's go to the next one. Reducing the VA disability benefits for veterans who are older than full retirement age. So we talk about TDIU, now we're talking about regular veterans. Under this option, as in the red, veterans who start receiving disability compensation payment after 2026 or later would have those payments reduced by 30% at age 67. Social Security and pension benefits would be unaffected by this option. Veterans who are already collecting disability compensation would see no reduction in their VA disability benefits when they reach 67 years of age. Note on related publications at the bottom from 2018, 2014. Let's look at the next one. And we're looking here now at narrowing eligibility for VA disability compensation by excluding veterans with low disability ratings. Under this option's first alternative, because there are two, the VA would narrow eligibility for disability compensation by requiring a disability rating of 30% or higher for veterans. As a result, some current recipients would no longer receive benefits. The second alternative would require a 30% rating or higher rating only for new disability compensation applicants. Current recipients would not be affected. CBO estimates that in 2026, about 20% of veterans who have a disability rating below 30%, right? And I've broken down this before as far as the brackets of where our veterans fall, those rated 10%, 20%, and so forth. So I bring this up because, again, there's so many questions. So I want to continue this, but I wanted to just tackle this immediately and really just touch on the fact that this is something that I understand. It is fear mongering sometimes out here because we're saying they're going to take our things. First of all, as you see here, this is a document from December 2024. This was put in place before that. So again, this is something that CBO always does. There's obviously conversation going on back and forth with many folks on both sides of the aisle, many folks across the incoming cabinet being confirmed and so forth are veterans themselves. So regardless of where you sit, yes, let's be alarmed, let's be aware, but let's not freak out and just fear monger saying, see, I told you so. Like some people are commenting online saying things like, this didn't age well when I talked about things specifically about the proposed changes and things that were coming. For example, this video here specifically where I talked about the $120 billion that were proposed because people were going crazy over Doge and Vivek was going to come take our things, even though he's not no longer a part of that. So I cover these things and I touch on it more so just to bring up and say that, yes, there are things that may happen, but we have to be cool, calm, and collective. Let's assess what's going on. What's the source of the information? Are benefits going away tomorrow? No, these are proposals. I just showed you proposals from 2022, referencing things from 2018, referencing things from 2014. There will be changes, and we'll talk about that. But I'm curious to find out, what are your thoughts? Are you alarmed? Are you scared? What have you heard? So we can start diving deeper into these things. And obviously, as things come up, we will address them and cross those bridges as we get there. But tag a veteran, share it with a friend. We need to talk about these things, but not at the expense of your mental health and you being terrified and scared of what may potentially come.